Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, adding to the drama in Rivers State, the State House of Assembly has begun impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. During plenary presided over by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Martin Zamaule, on Thursday, the Majority Leader Major Jack read out the notice of allegations and gross misconduct against Fubara. Amaule said the notice will be served to Fubara in the next 7 days. Now, reacting to the impeachment proceedings against Fubara, the ruling APC has rejected the impeachment process against their governor and his deputy. Well, joining us on the show to discuss the drama in the state is Darlington Nwauju, Rivers State APC spokesperson. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
Well, Mr. Nwauju, tell us about the imminent blowout in Rivers State. We have seen the commencement of the drama. What is likely to happen? Even if the APC is saying, oh, Governor Fubara is our governor, nobody can do anything to him. But the members of the House of Assembly are also APC members. So, the APC in Rivers State is just about to implode again. This is a third impeachment proceeding against Governor Fubara. Tell us about this 1 day, 1 trouble, 1 hour, 1 crisis in Rivers State and what we should expect.
Well, I want to quickly say good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
Let me say this clearly. For those who are in doubt of the resolve of the APC in Rivers State to ensure that the government of the day in Rivers is not destabilized, then let them take this to the bank. That we would not accept, we would not align, we would not also pander to the wishes of any external force anywhere that will attempt to destabilize the government of Rivers State. Given the fact, like we clearly stated in our statement yesterday, that this governor is not just a member of the All Progressive Congress, but as it stands today, is the leader of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State. Now, you would recall the series of drama, or the drama series that we've been treated to in Rivers State, and that was purely when they were members of the People's Democratic Party. Starting from October 13th, 2023, when the drama began, we believe strongly that this should not dovetail into the APC. The spirit of PDP cannot be transferred into the APC. We are going to resist it, we are going to reject it, and every Frankenstein monster that attempts to destabilize our party and the leadership of the governor of Rivers State in Rivers State will surely be resisted by every legal means possible.
Mr. Nwauju, this is not an emotional thing. The House of Assembly of Rivers State is a legislative assembly. And the guys there, they are relying on Section 188 of the Constitution, except they make the same mistake as the Oyo State House of Assembly did in the Ladoja case, where they went and met in a hotel, and they didn't follow the procedure under Section 188.
Hotel. Yes.
So if they just follow that Section 188, even Section 188 sub 11 says, gross misconduct is as they define it. So what are you going to resist? It's not an emotional thing. If they want to remove Fubara, they will remove him.
Dr. Abati, it is not, I am not being emotional about it. This has to do with the twin issue of politics and legality. I concede the fact that this has legal implications owing to the fact that it borders centrally on Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and you well know that the State Assembly is a creation of the Constitution under Chapter 5 of our Constitution, and I do not think that any reasonable person will support the usurpation of the powers of the State House of Assembly or even any legislature anywhere in the world. No true Democrat will support the usurpation or promote the usurpation of the powers of the legislature, given the fact that this is a tripod governance or a democracy, and every democracy is a tripod that sits or rests on the legislature, judiciary, and the executive. But all we are saying is that the 7 or 8 points that have been laid out there that the House members consider as impeachable offences, to our mind, are politically motivated. And because they are politically motivated, we are saying that as a political party, we will be able to resolve issues that are in the realms of politics politically. Now, if you also want to look at, I've read countless tons of arguments and commentaries since this issue broke out yesterday. And one of the questions that the people on the streets of Port Harcourt have been asking is, what was, or what is, if you like, the offense of the deputy governor of Rivers State? And we all know that the Nigerian Constitution does not spell out a clear function to the office of the deputy governor. And whereas the deputy governor has duties and responsibilities that are solely directed by her principal, the governor. And so our argument is that, like I said before, this is politically motivated, and it will surely be deoxygenated from the realms and within the realms of politics. We concede to the fact that yes, the House of Assembly has powers under Section 188 to investigate, and not just to investigate, to interrogate, checks and balances, and to ensure that appointments are duly approved by the House of Assembly. But you also know that reversing the decision of hundreds of thousands of Rivers people is not an easy decision. It is quite a tedious one. It is a serious business. It is fundamental and germane to democracy for anybody or group of individuals to wake up one morning to seek to reverse the decision made by hundreds of thousands of Rivers people is not a joke. And so, because it is not a joke, it is something that must be followed procedurally, and you cannot by any means possible thwart any of the procedures. Yes, the governor has 7 days within which to respond to the allegations brought before him and his deputy by the members of the House of Assembly.
Mr. Nwauju.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. You know,
yes,
we don't
please.
Want this to
Nwauju.
I've got it this time around.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
you know, we don't want to run the risk of this turning into a monologue. Let's continue the conversation. I want to pivot to a different angle of this, please. Mr. Nwauju. Article 21 of the APC Constitution refers to offences, also refers to anti-party activities. Any section A, subsection 2 specifically speaks to any conduct which is likely to embarrass or have adverse effect on the party or bring the party into hatred, contempt, ridicule or disrepute, and a number of other disobedience as well of some directives of the party. My question is, if these APC House of Assembly members do not heed the APC's request to halt this impeachment process, will they be subjected to anti-party, to the consequences of anti-party activities according to the APC Constitution? Because earlier you spoke about the spirit of the PDP not coming into the APC. And we know that one of the challenges the PDP had is the inability to discipline party members. If they refuse to follow your directive or the APC's directive, will these House of Assembly members be disciplined? And what will that discipline look like?
Now, let me assure you that the current leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Nigeria under Professor Yewadan Entawe and Senator Ajibola Bashiru have the capacity, because all policy statements and directions and directives, if you like, of the party flows from the National Secretariat of our great party. And so I want to assure the public, Rivers people in particular, that our political party, under the firm leadership of Professor Nentawe and Senator Jibola Bashiru, has capacity and competence and experience to deal with the current simmering situation. And I assure you that even without looking through our books, as you've clearly stated, as enshrined in Article 20, we have disciplinary procedures. We will not delve into the realms of having anybody disciplined until and when it is very clearly and obvious to us that this is an attempt to destabilize our political party.
Okay, so is this what has happened? Do you consider this anti-party activities?
You cannot consider every political disagreement as an anti-party activity. It is still, like I said before, it is well in the realms of political disagreement, and it will be resolved as such.
Okay. Please, I'd like to know, just for sake of the conversation and my question, what faction are you part of in the APC in Rivers?
Rufai, good morning once again. I thank you for your question. It is interesting to note, like I've read some interventions since yesterday that we issued that statement concerning the existence of a faction of our party recognized by the NWC of the party. Now, let me say this clearly and abundantly so, that the All Progressive Congress in Nigeria is a party of democracy, a party of progressives. This is a party that stands with the people of Nigeria and obeys the rule of law. Now, before now, sometime in August 12, 2024, there was a decision by a state high court presided over by Justice Sika Henry Aprioku, which reinstated and nullified the decision of Alhaji Ganduje to set aside or to dissolve validly elected executives of our party. And then, flowing from that, in November of 2024, another high court again nullified the congresses that purportedly produced one Mr. Tony Okocha as chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State. And these issues, as we speak today, is lying before the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt Division and is not being dispensed with. And so I laugh at those who refer to our party as factionalized, given the fact that there is a legally recognized executive of the party led by Emeka Bekee.
So you're part of the Bekee faction. Let me just hold it at that. You're part of the Bekee faction. Because I didn't...
I said the legally recognized executives of the party as led by Emeka Bekee.
You're part of the Bekee faction, because I didn't see Emeka Bekee go there to raise Fubara's up. So you're part of the Bekee faction. So very good. Thank you for clarifying that. So is it that
executives?
No, okay.
Bekee-led executives.
Let me go ahead. Please don't interrupt me. I beg you in the name of God. So, as being part of the Bekee faction,
go ahead, Rufai.
Are you people now in support of Fubara? Is it that you have done a deal with Fubara? Because I'm surprised that you are supporting him. So is it that you have done a deal? Because I thought your allegiance before was to Tony Cole in all of this matter. So can I confirm from you that you people are supporting Fubara and your allegiance now is to Fubara on the Bekee side?
Now I had an interview with a sister station, and I clearly stated the provisions of our constitution and the way the party runs conventionally, and that is very, very abundantly clear. And there are no ambiguities with all these things. It is only those who choose to either be economical with the truth, or they choose willfully to be ignorant of the facts on ground. Now, number one, before now, we had a standard bearer for the All Progressive Congress Party, which is Pastor Architect Tony Cole. And until you have or you go into another election cycle and elect a new standard bearer, that standard bearer remains the leader of the party. Now, fortunately, the governor, the sitting governor of Rivers State joins the All Progressive Congress. And our party constitution gives authority to the party to recognize the sitting governor as leader of our political party. And so that is how it works. The moment the governor of Rivers State consummated his membership of the All Progressive Congress party, he automatically becomes leader of our party. There are no ambiguities. It is not being emotional. It's not saying half-truths or churning out irrelevant stories. I am not trained to churn out half-truths.
Mr. Nwauju, just before we go, we're running out of time now. Can you please comment as briefly as possible?
Yes, please. On
the role of Minister Wike in this matter? Because these days, you discuss Rivers State, you must hear Wike as, factor, Wike's presence, Wike's influence, Wike's, impact in the matter. Briefly, the way you see it.
Well, I must say, Dr. Abati, that I speak for the All Progressive Congress Party. I do not speak for Minister Nyesom Wike. And so it is very also difficult for any sane individual to delve into arguments or begin to offer opinions or ideas or rumors or hearsays about any other individual, especially those who are not even of the same political plumage with you. And so I dare say, or I am constrained to say, sir, that it will be difficult to make commentaries on somebody who is not even a member of my own political party. My interest is the APC. My interest is that the APC turns itself into a winning machine in Rivers State and wins elections come 2027. I'm not interested in non-APC members.
Please, just hold on. Hold your fire. I am constrained, and I dare say that as a stakeholder in Rivers State, you cannot play deaf and dumb about the Wike factor in Rivers politics. Forget about APC. Tell us what you know as a stakeholder, not as an APC member.
Yes, but I'm trying to say, Dr. Abadi, with all due respect, you cannot pigeonhole me into offering opinions on something that I clearly choose not to. You cannot pigeonhole me into doing such. Now, I say to you again, for the sake of emphasis, that I choose not to be forced into the realms of commenting about non-APC members. The governor of Rivers State is a member of the All Progressive Congress. The House of Assembly members are members of the All Progressive Congress. So when I choose to have discussions around these individuals, I have the authority, I have the legal rights to do so. But not to now begin to analyze or subject my consciousness and my conscience to somebody who is not even a member of my political party. I have no business discussing such an individual. I'm sorry, I cannot offer any opinions about him.
You know if you talk about him, you fear Wike, abi?
Well, no problem. Fear is an unacceptable human emotion.
Mr. Rufai, I take exception to that. If there is one individual who critiqued the 8 years administration of the FCT minister, I think we are not up to 5 persons in Rivers State that have done so time and time again. And so I am not afraid of anybody. I am only afraid of the Almighty God who created heaven and earth.
Okay.
And I fear nobody, I can assure you.
Mr. Nwauju, we get your point, which is that Nyesom Wike, Minister of the FCT, is irrelevant when APC matters are being discussed. That would be a fair summary, I think.
We are discussing purely APC matters.
Yes. And you say Wike is irrelevant to APC matters in Rivers State. Thank you very much indeed.